You got 2-7 and 3-1 in the video pen. The 3 litter pig's going to be your darker complected one, and I guess starting with 2-7 in the back there. These are very different barras, and I like coming to places where you get to see just a little bit of differences in terms of type and kind, but can still read quality in livestock. The 2 litter pig's going to be your stouter featured, denser skulled one that's got a great big rear leg, and I mean this is maybe as big of a rear wheel as we've seen in anything here today. This one here looks like a man in terms of his indicators, and still a little skinny right in the seam of his crotch, and the way he squares up high. I would guess, though, he's not going to stay that way forever. That looks like a tough-built, burly one that's got all sorts of just bone and feature about him. He's so loose in his skeleton, a little more juvenile in terms of his muscularity. One thing I will say, though, although he's a little skinny, when you get in behind him, I love the way his hock sits, way his rear foot presses, and just the squareness to his upper hip. He's a little skinny and juvenile in a couple spots. He's also real big and dense in some others. The show bear is the 3-1, and that one offers extra presence, extra just extension and freak look. I love the way that hog squares up in his upper cage and upper skeleton. He's got a good kind of ditch working down his back. He's extra in terms of his length of hip and just his squareness of pin set. That hog's stout when you get in behind him. He's big as he comes at you. And like I said, that thing reads like a modern-day show hog in terms of his proportions, his natural elevation, and his bend from the side. One of them's going to be kind of a meat and potatoes, a stout, burly, dense one. The other one's going to be your show hog in terms of look and just shape and presence. That's a good pair of bears that contrast in terms of their type and kind. I think you can hit a very wide cross-section of judges in terms of what a guy has to offer, and just find the one that fits your program best and the way you like to feed them. Maybe find the guy that's judging the show and you know what he likes, because I think these two could find lots of friends in lots of different places.
We've seen a couple of those 2-litter pigs, and boy, that's a good litter just in terms of being ultra stout featured, and maybe just not the craziest necked, or maybe just the neatest looking. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because there's a lot of these red pigs. We make them so rope necked and so just crazy looking up front. You can sacrifice blade angle very, very quickly, and that is definitely not the case here. These things have a neat kind of look, but still just so good in their shoulder blade angle, knee and front foot are got the right kind of angle, going the right kind of direction, and then still that 3-litter pig, Back to the Future sired bear out of a Real Deal sow, does have maybe just a shot more look up front. I think both these bears are just a little contrasting, and like they'll grow just like a good red pig should. They're both a little different, but maybe you just buy the pair, feed them both, and then you can't go wrong this summer. Nice pair of red bears here in the pen.